everyone, it's Winona from Dairy Barn Art, and welcome to Dairy Barn Art. I did this up long time ago and I've had it sitting on my desk and thought perhaps I'm going to hide it for a few more minutes. This is a channel about primarily my cross stitch, but it also encompasses my other crafts, which are quilting and sewing and crocheting and paper crafts. I do make jewelry, but I have that on another channel called The Left-Handed Beater. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I've recently changed my format. My format is all camera down now. It just relieves some stress that I was feeling trying to do videos showing myself. If you watch my previous videos, you know I've been through quite a bit and my appearance has changed quite a bit, and it does bother me, and I know it shouldn't, but it does. But anyway, that's beside the point. Everyday gratitude, which I usually do at the beginning of the video, I'm now doing at the end of the video, and I think that's much better because I can carry that thought with me throughout the day. And let's see, my life events will be throughout the video, or perhaps at the end of the video rather than at the beginning of the video, but truly there isn't much about me that happens. It was almost exactly a month ago since I've done my last video, which is pretty good for me, and I think that not worrying about having it camera facing me has helped a little with that. That being said, I haven't got a lot of cross stitching done. I've been feeling under the weather quite a bit and just haven't gotten much done. And then with my two new cats, they keep me pretty busy as well. And then fall, getting the yard cleaned up for fall. We had our first snow last night, and I don't think I mentioned the date. It's Monday, October 13th, 2025. So it'll probably take me a day or two to get this video up. So that being said, because I didn't have much to stitch, I thought I would continue on with showing you some of my paper crafting. And I watched Celeste last night, and she is just getting into junk journaling. And I know Brenda from Brenda and the Serial Starter, she's interested in junk journaling. So I thought I would show a journal I made a few years ago. I've had it in my Etsy store, but I've since shut down my Etsy store for a while. Anyway, so this was made. You know that packaging, it's been packed away, so it needs to be reshaped a bit. You know the packing paper that you get, the brown packing paper when you order from Amazon or places? That's what this is. And I've just colored it with inks and then Mod Podged it and sprinkled it with glitter. I embossed the edges. I've added lace to the edges and lace to the spine. I've added, this is just a dangle that I created a few years ago. Secret Beauty. I just went along with this. Then I added some kind of lace that I had in my stash. This I embroidered. Oh, there's a thread there. I'll clean that up after. Oh, it's just loose. I'll fix that after. Anyway, I embroidered this on my embroidery machine. And these are some ribbons, seam binding that I've dyed. And I have a video way back where I show how to dye them. It's really quite easy. Especially if you're a paper crafter, you already probably have a lot of the supplies. So I've trimmed some of my pages in lace. This is leftover fabric from a project I have. And then these are just some digital paper that I printed out, and these are papers that I bought that were colored, and just put tags in each thing. I'm not going to show you a thorough look at this, but here's a little fold that I made. Let's see if I got this right or not. It opens up. There's a little paper pad here. There's lots of opportunities to write in this journal. And then these all come out. And then it just gets wrapped up again. And put back in there. A lot of that seam binding has been used throughout. I've used some trim that I picked up. This is a digital I bought. More of the digital. These are paper that I've marbled, and then I've embossed the edges and just added fabric and images to it. And in the back there's lots of room to write. This opens up, lots of room to write in here. These are little, not napkins. It's just, I guess this was just paper that printed out and had that on. This is some washi tape, some paper that's been embossed, construction paper. This flips up. Here's some more of the digital paper. Here's some fabric that I have just gathered up and glued on there. It's been a long time since I looked at this. So this goes there, and there's a tag back here. There's actually room to put another tag in here, but the more tags you put in, the thicker it gets. Here's an envelope that a Christmas card was in, and I've tucked a few places to journal in the flap of it. Here's a little bag. Lots of places to write in. Here's another piece of paper, little graph paper. This is paper that I marbled, and then I embossed silver and glitter around the edges. This is the card that went in that envelope. You can open it up. Here's another envelope, paper inside to journal on. Here's a book out of A Christmas Story. Some beautifully colored paper. This I didn't do. I think I bought that paper. And then there's some more tags and things here. Some more construction paper. Another piece that I've gathered. There is a video showing me working on this and showing the finished project in my list of videos back before I started cross stitching. So if you're interested in a more thorough look at it, you can see it there. If you're interested in purchasing it, just let me know. It's very reasonably priced, but I really don't think I want to put it in Etsy again. Here's another children's book. And these are some charms that I had, but I can see how they've tarnished. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to replace them, but I'm gonna leave them because they kind of look cute, tarnished. Then we've got the same thing on the back, the book, more paper. This is a thing I did on my, my silhouette cameo, and I've tucked all little kinds of tags in there. I don't understand why it's never sold. It's a beautiful album and very reasonably priced. Here's another card. Here's another one of those that flips open and has paper in there. Here's the other side of that bag. Here's the other side of that envelope. And then these guys here, they're all blinged up. This is the back. This is a bag that I've inked up, excuse me, or it's a piece of vellum that I've inked up, and then I've used texture paste through a stencil and stenciled it. These are a bit bent, but if you were to use it, you could just straighten them right out. And that's the end. So anyway, if you're interested, just shoot me a message. You can reply in the comments or send me an email. My email address is listed in the description of this video. Okay, my starts and my whips, they're all mixed up. I just pulled them out of my box. I'm not that organized today. If I waited till I was organized, we wouldn't have a video, so I just thought I just got to do. So last month was Sampler September, So I've shown some of these to you that I've done, but this is what I worked on for samplers in September. This is Margaret Doyle, 1850 by Hands Across the Sea. It's probably, I can't say one of my favorites. I love working with soie d'Alger. I absolutely love it. On 36 count, and I believe that's what this is. I'm pretty sure it is. But look how beautiful that stitches up. And it just fills so nicely. So that's where I left it in sampler September. Let's see what I'm stitching this on. 36 count Murmur by Picture This Plus. And these bags I just get off of Amazon. I kind of like them because I can keep my floss on one side and my stitching and pattern on the other side. So I kind of like that. So that's that one. That I probably showed you where I was when I was done. Oh, this is my 2 threads a day, which I haven't worked on for a few days. I'll explain why a bit later. This is a bag I made myself. And I'm stitching with this variegated DMC. This is Selenmar X by Selenmar X Stitch, and it's just embroidery pattern S13. And this is it. So when I showed you last time, I think I was I've done the whole outside borders, and I'm on this ring now. And then I'll have to finish the inside. And I think I was about here, starting at the bottom half. And then I stitched about up to here. And since then I've gone all the way around to about here, making lots of mistakes. And the reason this is in a hoop is because I stitch on this every day, except for the last couple of days. I just used cheap hoops that I picked up from Michael's. So here I am. So I've had a lot of help from my cat. My cat Cheetah on this. And I've made quite a few mistakes right through here, but you know what? I don't think you'll ever know what I did wrong. I'm half a stitch off directionally, like this way, not up and down this way. Up and down I'm right on, but I'm a half a stitch off this way, which I'll have to figure out how I can, if I find, you know how sometimes you'll have a weave that you're not even sure if that's a weave or not. It's so thin. If I can find one like that, I can maybe make a stitch, just one extra piece of linen, strand of linen. Anyway, I'm sure this is going to have to be rinsed when I get it done because it's been through the ringer. But yeah, it takes me a couple of days to do one of these. It doesn't take that long, so if I start working on it again, and I will, now that I'm done what I was working on, it won't take long to get this done. And I might even get it done by the end of the year. It's hard to say. And maybe if I don't, maybe if I'm close to getting it done, maybe I'll just put it as my current project and just work on it to finish it for the month. But anyway, here's a close-up of it. Close up, I don't care for the variegation, but far away, I kind of like it. And this is stitched on porcelain by Evertote, by Roxy Floss, which is sold through Evertote in Canada. I'll tell you, maybe I told you this story last month, but my cat seems to think he can cross stitch, and I think we've gotten through that now. He's content for the most part to sit and watch. But I had this sitting out, and in the morning when I got up, there were big holes in the linen, and they weren't holes, it's just that the fibers were spread apart. And I was like, what the heck happened? And then I noticed I don't have any magnets on here. My cat had come and stolen my magnets for toys, which he soon lost under the furniture because he loses all his toys under there. That's a good thing about getting a small little kitten. The kitten fits under the furniture and he digs out all the toys at night. So in the daytime, they start out with lots of mice and lots of toys. And by evening, most of them are under furniture again. But anyway, I fixed that. All I had to do was just go like this and the fibers worked their way back. But yeah, I'll always remember Cheetah when I work on that. He is the most gorgeous cat. He's an orange tabby with long hair and he's big. His paws are like that big at the bottom. So he's gonna be a big guy. Okay, October, my plan for October was to do Halloween, and I got thread stuck in here and I can't get it out. And I've cut it. Anyway, I made this bag. This is from a Lori Holt panel. And this is how I'm supposed to have all my project bags. I'm supposed to have a label indicating what it is. This is Miranda by Mill Hill. And I started working on this. Okay, where is the... Oh, I think I'm going to lose my needle. There it is. I started working on this one day and then decided I really wanted to get that other stuff done. So I stopped working on it. Let's see if I can put... So there it is. You're working this on the perforated paper, 3 strands over 1. And a lot of the holes here are for beads. Some not, so I'm not sure if these are beads or I just haven't filled it in, and I think the mouth I have to fill in too. And these I have to fill in. This is really cool. These were 2 strands of thread that I never thought would look like this, but they do. They look almost gold. They shimmer, and they're not metallics, but just the combination of them. What a clever thing to do. So anyway, I hope to get this done by the end of the month. But if not, I'm not a big Halloween person, so if not, it can sit there for till next year. Maybe my granddaughter will want to learn how to cross stitch. Okay, this is my birthday stitch from last year. And I didn't start a new one because I still had so much to do on this one, but I'm really pleased with the progress I made last month on it. This is stitched on 40 count millstone by Legacy Fiber Arts, and I'm stitching 1 thread over 1 strand over 2 threads. And I started over here. And I've done all this month. I'm almost done the stuff that hangs down, and then I can start on the border going this way down. So I got quite a bit done. And I love stitching on 40 count. I love how the stitches lay. I thought 36 was great, but oh, I love 40. And here's the needle minder that I ordered with it. Here's the threads. There's only 4 different colors of floss, or string as some people call it. And these are the Owl Forest embroidery floss, which I love. I have to condition it or it does break, but I love the look of it. It's just gorgeous. And here's the chart. It's a beautiful chart. And I started it, I'm a dragon in the Chinese New Year thing. I was born in the year of the dragon, and last year was the year of the dragon. So I thought, and I had this already, I'd bought the pattern. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna start it for my birthday. And I love it. It just gets kind of, I hate to use the word boring. My friend would just say, Winona, you never use that word. But it gets kind of tedious stitching all the same color after a while. But a stitch is a stitch, and in the end they all count, right? So this is the reason why I haven't done my stitch a day or my Matilda. So Autumn is as Joyful by Lila Studio or Lila Studio. I love this, but it doesn't love me. I don't know what I've done. I honestly don't, and I have had to restitch. This Quaker here got the best of me. I was doing pretty good until that Quaker. And then it just went wild. I'm stitching this on 36 count Regency linen, and I'm using the called for DMC floss. So I got little pieces of paper. Beautiful colors. I've yet to use this yet. And I've done the first page. Okay. So this counts right from here to here to here. This, when I counted it, and I counted it like 100 times, I was out one stitch. And when I count it, I'm out one stitch to this one. But then this, I stitched off of this, I counted off of here, and it works right from here. It counts right from here. This counts right from here. This counts right from this Quaker, but it's one stitch too close here, and it's one stitch too close here. So it needs to be over one. But this is right here. This I've stitched like 6 times or more. I stitched the whole outline only to find out that I was out about here. So then I had to pull it all out, and then I stitched down to here again and realized I was out here. So I pulled all that out, and then I stitched down to here, finished off the inside to make sure I was right here, and it went fine. So I don't know. There's a little motif of, I think, a butterfly that starts right here, but I'm not going to start stitching it until I get to that part and see if I'm out. Like, I don't know where I'm out. If it's contained in here, that's okay. And I guess, yeah, I don't know. If anyone has any idea how I can be out in certain areas and not in others, let me know, because I can't figure it out. So I stitched on this for Sampler September. I got about halfway through this Quaker in Sampler September, and I have been stitching on this while I feel well every day this month, and I finished the first page. So this is going to get put away, and it probably will be put away until next fall, I'm thinking, but it's hard to say. No, I have so many other things I want to stitch that I think I need a timeout. I really think I need a timeout. But that's a good start to it. Page, and if I can finish a page a month, I don't know how many pages are in there, but, and I'm not the spring chicken anymore, so you can't just keep counting on the fact that you're gonna live long enough to finish all these pieces. So I showed you this last month, but in case you didn't see last month's, I'm going to show it again. This is Martha S. Scott. This I saw Brenda do it from Brenda and the Serial Starter. You'll hear them mentioned a lot because I do watch them, and I constantly, while I'm watching them, I'm going to 1, 2, 3 stitch and looking up charts, and if I can't find them there, I'm looking elsewhere. So here's the called for threads, and these are all over dyes, Gentle Arts, Gentle Arts, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works. But it's a fairly pretty palette. And this is where I'm at. I've got this all stitched right across. And then I'm working on my numbers and my alphabet. And I'm pretty much usually let's work all the way across girl. And then I'll start here all the way across, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I kind of would like to start stitching on these, but then again, like I'm the kind of like eat your meat and potatoes girl. Get that done and then you can go on to your dessert. But this I stitched wrong. You can see. I had started this border and I hadn't come down with all 3 strands of my other border, but it's a minor error and it won't matter when I'm done. I'll just end. This just ends the way it ends and started the way it starts. So I'll just have it end however it ends. Does that make sense? I don't know. I love this linen. This is I don't know. This is 32 count grad notes or grace notes. I couldn't tell from the writing. And this is Fabrics by Molly. So I'm not exactly sure which it is. But that is that. Then we've got Come to the Garden, which at one time, oh geez, I got thread stuck in it again. Gee. When I first started Samplers September, I was like, I want to get this one done. I'm going to work on this one until I get it done. And then I started another one and that just blew me away. And you'll see that soon. So this is Come to the Garden by Teresa Kogut. And it's gorgeous. All her charts are gorgeous, but all her charts also require dedication because they're just no walk in the park. There's a lot of work to them. So here it is. This is stitched. Oh, that's Martha. I'll just put that there. This is stitched on 36 counts Weeks Dye Works, and it's using the called for floss, except for this is 680, which I had on my desk here. There it is. That can go back into this bag now. So for Sampler September, I finished this and did this. And then I started working on this border again. It is beautiful. Like when I look at it, I just want to pick it up and start stitching. I want to do everything. That's the problem. I just want to do absolutely everything and I haven't got time. Well, one of my cats thinks he has herpes. And the vet told me that 95% of cats have the herpes virus. It's just whether it gets activated in them. And once it's activated, it can flare up. Here, time again. And so if he gets stressed out, he gets sores in his throat. And you can tell right away because he swallows a lot, like gulps like we do when we have a sore throat. And doesn't want to eat. He just wants to sleep. So I try not to stress him out. So usually around this time of day, he comes and he wants me to lie down with him. And, you know, I don't want to hurt my cat's feelings and stress him out. So I lie down with him. And then we fall asleep. And then before you know it, the day is shot. And I don't get my work done. I don't have work. I don't get my play done. Okay, what's in here? And I know I haven't written up the card for this one yet. I got behind in my organizing last month. So this is Maria Ewing, the 2023 Queen of the May from Hands Across the Sea. This is, I converted this to Vicki Clayton silk, or she converted it, I didn't convert it. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm stitching this on Roxy Floss Irish Coffee. This was one of their fabric of the months, and this is a 40 count, and I love her linen, but I'm really struggling with this. I am out half a stitch here, and then I've messed this up a couple of times, and I still have to unpick it because I've missed a thing here. So I don't know if I should just unpick this all, try to figure out where I'm out that half stitch, or just, part of me says live with it. It's not going to matter because this doesn't connect to anything. Like if it was part of this, I would say definitely find out where that error is, but this isn't going to connect to anything, so I don't think it matters. So that's all I got done in my 5 days on it for Sampler September. Not very good, but I will pick it up throughout the year because I do love it, and I love working with silks. I wish you could feel these. They just feel so soft, and the sheen on them is incredible. Like, look at this navy blue. Well, it's not really navy, but it's like a deep, deep, deep teal. Beautiful. So anyway, that's Maria Ewing, and I gave her, I think I gave her 5 days, or maybe I only gave her 3. Maybe that was what I had decided to do, because I was going to get all these samplers started. Remember, I could give them each 3 days, so I could get five worked on for Sampler September, but then along came this one. This is in a bag I made out of a Lori Holt panel. And I don't have my card filled out for this one either. To say I'm in love with this would be an understatement. Oh, I got flies up here and they're driving me nuts. So this I got from Country Sampler in their club that they have for the whole year. I can't remember what it's called. This is Miss Julia Rachel de la Mare, 1849, a Guernsey Channel Island sampler. This has got to be the most addictive, beautiful piece ever. I'm just going to take it out of the little hoop I have it in. I should have taken it out. I must have thought I would work on it again. So I'm working on this with the called for fibers. Just beautiful. And this is where I'm at. Look at, I did get a lot done. My nose is running. So that's where I'm at. So I started up in the corner, and I've got this done down here, these two, and I'm just starting on this. So I think this is going to be a chart that definitely stays out, and if I have a few minutes here and there, I'm going to pick it up and work on it. I just love stitching on it, and look at the stitches. I've made a few mistakes and had to go back and pick them up. This is stitched on 40 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax, and I love stitching on this. I love the colors. I still have to serge the ends. I'm going to move my sewing room around a bit to give me more space in it, and hopefully then I can have a place that my serger will be set up where I can actually sit at it and serge. Anyway, that is one of my favorites that I've been stitching on. And I think that is all of my starts and my whips for the month. So what's next? I don't even know. I can't even remember. Oops. Lots to throw in here. I need to make labels for all the charts I've started. Maybe that's something I could do later today. Okay, crocheting. I didn't crochet this month. I haven't crocheted, and I'm scared to start with the two cats right now because that kitten is super playful. And he loves to play with his claws out. Cheeto is very playful as well, but Cheeto is very good. He kind of keeps his claws in unless he gets overly excited. For quilting, I stitched a couple of my designer mystery blocks from the last year, and I only have 2 more to go, and then I can start putting together the finishing kit and then sewing the quilt together. That's going to take some time because there's quite a bit of piecing to do to finish this quilt off. And I know where one is. One's on my desk, all ironed, waiting to be cut out. The other one, I don't know where I put it. It's not where it should be with all the others, so I'm gonna have to, when I move my furniture around, I'll have to look in a few spots and see if I, maybe it fell in a basket that I don't know about. So I'll have to do that. And I finished 2 quilts this month, and I will put up pictures. Oh, let's back up a bit. I have a fully finished. Let's back up. I'll go back to my cross stitching. Here is my fully finished framed. I'm not happy. I got this done at Michael's, and it didn't cost much, so I'll just redo it myself. But as you can see, this goes downhill here. This one goes wavy and then definitely down. And then the bottom one, if you look here, it bows. And that makes the words look bowed. But I think the thing that bothers me the most is it's mounted straight on sticky board. So parts of it are stuck down and parts of it have bubbles, which I don't like. So I love the frame. I'll just continue to just buy frames, but I'll redo this myself, and I'll put quilt batting on the, yeah, like here there was a thread under here, and rather than pick it out, they just pressed over it. But I'll do it on quilt batting. A layer of quilt batting onto the sticky board and then lace this onto here. And I think I'll be much happier with it. My husband says, who's gonna know? And I said, I do. And I worked really hard on this, and I don't want to be unhappy with it. This sure looks funny sewn up here. That's funny. I think it's the way I stitched it. But you can see the sticky boards shining through in spots. Maybe that's what that is. And maybe I am too fussy, but you know, it's, this took me 2 years to do. So I want to be happy with it. And then I'll hang it up. Okay, back to my quilts. So I've had this quilt sitting on my cutting table for months, and I had quilted it. Had it all quilted, and had trimmed it. I had the binding made, just hadn't sewn it on. And I bought this Juki sewing machine, and it's got a special foot that helps you sew binding on, but totally by machine. Well, turns out the wrong foot came with, it's not the wrong foot. the foot that was supposed to come with the machine came. I'm directionally challenged, and I thought it was the one for the binding, but it was the opposite one. So I need the other one, whether it's right or left, I don't know. But when I look at this now, I think it's not so bad. But when I did it, I wasn't happy with it. I missed so many places. But it's done. And I will take a picture of, I'll try to get my husband to hold it up, and I'll take a picture of the quilt so you can see it as a whole. Oopsie. Shouldn't do that when I don't know where I'm cutting. But I love chickens and roosters. And so this is going to go in my kitchen. This is all French General fabric. It was a fat quarter bundle that I had. And it was out of a book, Dessert something. It was actually for 5/8. Fat eighths. But I should keep it folded this way. This side doesn't look too bad. So anyway, I got that one done. Then I had one I sewed over a year ago. I did the top. I had the back on my frame for months, and the kitten would play with the fabric because it was just hanging, and I thought, you know, I better get that quilted or he's going to wreck that fabric. So I quilted it up with this pattern. You'll have to wait. I'll hang a picture up so you can see it. And there's lots of loose threads here. That's one thing when you hand stitch your binding. Usually I stitch my binding onto the front and then hand stitch it to the back. Whereas with this method, you stitch it onto the back, flip it over, and stitch it onto the front. I need lots of practice because I didn't do a good job. But anyway, when you're hand stitching the binding, you often find those spots that have little threads and you can clip them off. So here's the back. Most of the back is this fabric, but I ran out, so I used this fabric. And I am very much, I don't worry that my backs match my front necessarily. This goes pretty well with the front, but it is a total different fabric. It's years old. And if I can get rid of some of my stash in the process of finishing up some of these quilts, I will definitely use my stash. So anyway, that's this quilt. This was in a Sew Sampler box, and it was one of the projects, and you got fabric for it. So quite pretty. So anyway, that's 2 quilts done. 2 quilts out of my, see, this is what I mean that I did bad, and I'll show you. I'm not scared to show people my mistakes. See, I was sewing, and then I went off. And this is open a bit here. If you can see that. So what I did for most of the quilt was I just went back and I just restitched over there to get over it, which if I was giving this quilt away, I wouldn't do this method. I would do what I usually do and stitch the back by hand. But I am noticing that a lot of my quilts that I stitch by hand, the binding is starting to come apart. So if I can master this technique, and for lots of areas it's really good. This area here, I'm not happy with my corner, but I'm not entering it in a show or anything. So I'll get better. With practice, I'll get better. So that's it for my makes for the month. So I think I did pretty good. I did a lot of stuff. Okay, for my haul, I don't have much haul for this month, but I will show you it, but in no particular order, just the order that it comes out of my basket. As usual, I get my Patreon charts from Teresa Kogut, Liz Matthews, and the Artsy Housewife, but I don't show them because unless you're a Patreon member, you can't access them anyway. So this is the Sew Sampler quilting box from August. I was wondering where that was. So let's see what we've got here. I watch videos. I know what's in this box before I get it because I'm from Canada, and by the time it clears customs, it's a good 2 weeks before I get my Soul Sampler box, and people are already doing unboxings, and I honestly, I forget so fast. Just an example of my forgetfulness. I was cooking a shake and bake pork chops one day, and all of a sudden I could smell something, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I finally figured out something's burning. And I went to the oven, and here I put them on parchment paper, and the parchment paper had burned, and the pork chops were getting black on top, around the edges. And I thought, what the heck? Something must have happened to my oven. So then, a week later, I threw some sausage in there, forgetting that I had an issue with my oven. And I can smell something. Within 10 minutes, I could smell something. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And it took me a few moments before I realized it's that smell from the oven. And sure enough, the sausages were black and the parchment paper was burning. So there's something wrong with our oven. We have to get it fixed. But anyway, in the meantime, I've just about made a cake one day until I realized, hey, I don't have an oven. Then I'm making soup later today, or maybe it'll be tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get to it today. Anyway, I'm making soup, and I thought I'll make bread to go, or buns to go with the soup. I don't have an oven. I picked up a turkey. I was going to cook a turkey. We shipped some calves today. So the guys are out working outside, and it's mucky out there. We had rain, and then we had snow, and it's not the nicest day, so I thought it'd be a good day to cook the turkey. I don't have an oven. So that's the way my brain is. If it's not right in front of me, I don't remember it's there. So anyway, let's see what we've got. We've got 3 charm packs by Shelley Kavanagh, Among the Wildflowers. I'm not a blue person, but I think I could use these and make a gift for someone. Or better yet, I could package them up for one of my quilty friends, and then they can use them and make themselves something. But this is, actually my son has blue in his house. Maybe I'll make it for him. These charm packs are blooming with bold blossoms and leafy prints in cheerful shades of teal, navy, lime, and sky blue. This collection lets your imagination run wild and encourage you to get lost among the wildflowers. Each square is a little breath of fresh air, ready to brighten your blocks, spark new ideas, and bring even more joy to your next project. So there are 42 pieces in each charm pack, so that's a pretty good deal right there. I would say that covers the cost of the box. Then we've got this. This is planning out your stitches but don't want to leave a lasting mark. The Slow Line Air Erasable Pen glides across your fabric with a smooth ceramic ball roller, giving you a crisp, easy to see lines right where you need them. Like footprints in a wildflower meadow, the gentle marks fade away on their own within 2 to 10 days, and it's perfect for leaving your mark making your mark without leaving a trace. So I wonder if you iron these. Can you iron them? I'll have to look that up. So then we've got rain lilies. So this is the pattern that came with it to make the table runner. That's a cute little table runner, actually. Your 4-in-1 hexi ruler. Put your 4-in-1 hexi ruler to good use, and that's this ruler here. That ruler is a value up in Canada that would cover the cost of the box before exchange. It's kind of backwards, but put your ruler to good use with the charm packs in this month's box to create the Rain Lilies table runner. A fabric I can't read. A fat quarter shop exclusive. The pattern bursts with hexes and triangles that come together in fresh, cheerful design. Each piece feels like a little bouquet in bloom, making it a joy to piece and even more delightful to display. And then you get this pattern too, which is flowering block 5. So it's got it right here, and then it shows the little ruler here. It shows you more about that hexie ruler. That's pretty good. And then if you don't want to do the table runner, I kind of like this. Here's another quilt you can do with the charm packs. Charm pack Crispies. And then we've got a coupon here, which I think probably expired before I opened the box, so. That's where I got that last quilt that I showed you that I finished. That's where I got the pattern and the fabric for that quilt, was out of one of those boxes. So then I ordered their spooky box, and I'm glad I did. And this is part of a reason why I'm doing this unboxing today, because I want to start using this fabric. I'm just going to take everything out of here. And that has a coupon for 15% off Halloween yardage. So let's see what we've got first. First of all, we've got keep your blocks flat, seams crisp, and sewing spirits lifted with a spooky spritz from the spooky spray bottle. Made of clear plastic and decorated with cats, stars, and moons, it's as enchanting as it is practical. The nozzle works at any angle to deliver a fine, even mist that holds, smooths, and tames wrinkles, while the continuous spray reduces hand strain. Holding 6 3/4 of your preferred solution, the bottle is a bewitching addition to your pressing tool set. So that's cute. Maybe I'll just put this back in the box. Oh, I missed something. Spooky Mug Mats Quilt As You Go kit. So here's a kit. Brew up a cup and ease into spooky season with this Spooky Mug Mats Quilt As You Go kit. This easy kit is just the thing for a cozy afternoon of crafting and Halloween fun. Your mug mats will be a hit with guests, ghouls, and all who love some seasonal spirit. With printed batting and statement blocks for 2 mug mats, easy to follow instructions, and a helpful video to guide you, you're in for a treat. So you can make these 2 mats with what's in here and what's here. So that's cool. Then this was in the box. Spooky Cat Enamel Charm for a bag pull. Is it just your imagination, or something peeking at you from the shadows? 2 wide eyes glimmer from the corner. Not a ghost, but your favorite feline friend. The Spooky Cat Enamel Charm features an adorable black cat perched in front of a glowing crescent moon, with its glossy coat catching the light just right. With a silver clasp for easy clipping, it's perfect anywhere you want to touch a sparkle, a hint of superstition, or a dash of feline flair. Then we get this. This is designed exclusively for the 2025 Spooky Box. The pumpkin sitting quilt pattern is a treat to sew, and even sweeter to show off to your ghoul friends. This adorable quilt features patchwork pumpkins sweetly stacked up, with the mischievous black cat peeking in to keep things spooky. It's a patchwork party that captures the spirit of the spooky season in every square. I'm going to leave that out. Oh, and then we got Sink Your Teeth. I'm going to open this though before we get going. Sink sink your teeth into this frightfully fun fat quarter bundle. Hey Pumpkin by my mind's eye is oozing with playful patterns and candy-colored charm, including friendly ghosts, smiling pumpkins, and twinkling stars. This 12-piece fat quarter bundle features peachy pinks, deep charcoal, pumpkin orange, and creamy marshmallow. It's perfect for stitching up anything that needs a little Halloween sparkle. Your projects are bound to be beautiful. Beautiful. This is really tied tightly. This is why I get into trouble, because I should just cut this and throw it away. But I hate to. It's a beautiful ribbon. So anyway, I'm going to make this quilt. I'm going to get this cut up for this weekend. I'm going to a quilting retreat. And I figured I'd cut this up so that that's what I'm going to work on. So we've got that. Got the ghosts. I love this check. Oh, look at the pumpkins. Trick or treat. Candy corn isn't really a big thing in Canada. I think you'd have to go looking for it. Like you wouldn't just find it in a store. You'd have to go looking for it. Some stars with a black background and stars with a white background. And some more candy corn, and then some ghosts with the black background. So this pattern is 44 by 48 and a half when it's finished. And I think I'll just use a 1/2 yard of a white accent. I think I'm just going to use these two as my white, or this one as my white accent, and maybe I'll pull a Lori Holt one as my white accent, and then charcoal for the back and black accent. Ooh, and binding. Well, I'll figure something out. And as usual, the instructions are great. Like, I love the way they do their instructions. So anyway, that's it for that box. Oh no, it's not. This is the cutest thing. Something you would never buy for yourself. But don't get tangled in a frightful mess. Your Fright Web scissors will cut through any spooky stitching situation with ease. Designed with web-shaped handles in a classic Halloween black and orange, these clever snips are lightweight, easy to hold, and sharp as they seem. They glide through fabric like spider on a silk and add a touch of haunting charm to any notion set. Whether you're trimming tiny terrors or crafting keepsakes with your Halloween traditions, these scissors are wickedly wonderful. And there they are. So that's it for that box. So I don't know if I'll get cutting it today. I think I may leave that for tomorrow, because it's already what yeah, it's already 2:45 and I am getting tired. Okay, let's go down into my box here and see what I pull up. You're not supposed to be down there. I'm just going to pull everything up out of there. Oh, my nose is running. Oh, I forgot to look this month. Okay, first of all, from Pine Mountain, this is my monthly Sweet Stitching Club, and this is September, and this I will work on next year. And it comes with everything you need to finish your project. Oops, that didn't sound too good. I picked these up off of Facebook. This is 40 count linen, Oaken by Picture This Plus. beautiful modeling. Looks a little warmer toned on the screen than I find it here. And then Picture This Plus Heroic 40 count. I got this off of the D-Stash on Facebook. Ooh, this is cool. I like that. If I was American, that would be great to do some of their 250 celebration cross stitch on. We just don't get that here. We don't celebrate our country like Americans do. We are a little bit more than ever before, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, we just don't do it like Americans do. Okay, so this is, I ordered 3 of these from Dying for Cross Stitch. This was their August fabric of the month. This is a 32 count. Sorry about that, I'm right by the mic. 32 count even weave. Lugana fat quarter. And this is for Nora Mirabilia. Oh, isn't this beautiful? It looks really good on the screen. Not quite as dark in person, but this is 40 count linen. This is beautiful. And this, because it was so different, this is 40 count Lugana. I think it's called Verdal, is it called 40 count? But I figured it's a nice pale pink. It's got beautiful modeling. I like their linens. I actually buy, and I shouldn't say a lot, but if I remember, I go on and check during the month, and if I like the color of their monthly linen, I pick it up. These are the Roxy Floss. These are 8 out of 30. They've since changed their program, and somewhere in the mail are my 9 and 10. You get it every second month, and you get 2, which I have mixed feelings about because I'm on a limited income, and that means like that money all comes out that month. In the end, it's the same, but or fixed income. That's what the word I wanted to say. So here we've got elderberry, very pretty purple. We've got early harvest. We've got Earl Grey. This is beautiful. Duotang. Oh, isn't that the color years ago? That was the color of your duotangs. Duck Duck Spruce. Play on Duck Duck Goose. Drizzle. Dreamscape. That's pretty white. Double Double. That's like Tim Hortons. You order a double cream, double sugar in your coffee. Dirty Minds. Hannah comes up with such great names. Dirty Martini. So I'm anxious because I'm going to get the whole set. Dirty Dancing. And then finally we've got Dijon. Dijon. So those are our floss for the month. That was probably August. It would be August because it was a year. I'm gonna save this for last. So I've got my Country Cottage monthly mini for October. I'm not sure if I'm going to do these next year or leave them for another year. I haven't decided. We've got Be In My Bonnet stitch card set Z. Sewing themed. I've got block 4 of my 2025 designer mystery. So I haven't started these yet, but once I get started, it won't take me long to get caught up. Erin Elizabeth, vintage seed packets, carrots. And then vintage seed packets, pumpkin. And I think these are the only ones I still need to get, I think. And then off of the D-Stash group, I can't show you that because she made working copies of her charts. But I got the whole set of the Nutcracker Village. So I'm anxious to work on these. Then I had a friend message me, did you buy those off of the D-Stash group? And I said, yeah. And she says, oh, I have a set I could have lent you. And I was like, oh, because it was $80 for all of those. It was still a good deal. But that's it for my haul. Actually, that's not it for my haul, but I'm not going to show you the rest of my haul. I picked up comic boards and little clips to organize my linen with. I picked up binder rings because I'm out of them, and I picked up big ones because I've since started to put my floss, my over-dyed floss on rings, so I needed a few more big rings. And then I picked up twill tape to wrap the inner side of my hoops, my wooden hoops with, so that they stay tighter in the, because that's the only problem I find with them, is that after working for a while you have to retighten the linen because it moves. So people have, that's what they do with their better quality hoops. So I thought, why not do it with the cheaper ones? So I picked that up as well. But otherwise, that's it for my my haul. Okay, my plans. Well, my plans for October were to stitch on Halloween and or fall charts for the month of October, and then the first 2 weeks of November. And the first thing I did is I went through my binders where I keep my PDFs, which include my my Teresa Kogut, my Patreon charts, I should say. So I pulled all my Halloween and my fall ones, and this is what I got. And I thought, how do I choose? I'd wanted to do some of Doreen Jones's patterns this year, but I don't think I'm going to get to it. Because then I thought, you know what, Winona? You have a lot of things that you're working on. And perhaps you should work on those and leave starting new stuff until you get some of your whips down. So this is my October Biddy Bowl chart, which I haven't started yet, which I will start probably tomorrow, not today. Those usually take a day or two to do, so they don't take too long. But I've got that to start. I've got this one here, which I probably might take a couple of weeks on. I've got my Miranda, that Mill Hill kit to work on. I could try to finish that. I've got this here. This is an Artsy Housewife pattern that I love. And I've done the first page. I've completed the first page. So perhaps I could stitch the second page. And which I probably will do. I love this, and I like the look on the Ada. I love stitching on linen, but you know, I love stitching on Ada too. I love the look of it. Like, look at how nice these stitches lie. I find dark colors, it's always hard to get them to cover consistently. But I am using Roxy Floss though in this. Oh. I did a Hannah conversion. Roxy Floss, and I am using a needle minder that I picked up at Stitch and Stash. This Rooster. The colors go so well. And I'm not a big one for needle minders, but I love roosters, I love foxes, I love hens, I love everything about that. So I thought I would work on those. And I probably can hit my stash and find a few more, and I will work on them until the middle of November, after which time I will switch my planning to Christmas. Now, that doesn't say I might decide one day, you know what, I want to do one of these, like these Doreen Jones. Okay, these autumn animals sleeping, they won't take long to stitch up. This will take a little longer, but isn't she cute? And then there's these two pouches. And these two pouches. And this guy. That's the kind of Halloween stuff I like to do. This is fall. This is Teresa Kogat's. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's September's over. I was going to say, if you just join up for this month for Teresa's patterns, you're in for it. Like, look at this one. That is so cute. Then look at the stocking, which I was going to stitch. I was all planned to stitch, but reality hits. If I could do my 2 threads a day, and then my stitching that I'm working on for the month, whatever it may be, in the morning, like I usually get up between 6 and 7 and start stitching until 9. So then if I could do, you know, what I'm working on for the day then. Some days I get back to it around noon. I can do a little bit of stitching. And then that's it for me for the day. So if I could get the energy to stay up after supper and just stitch on something for half an hour and tell myself you only have to do half an hour, or maybe you only have to do 15 minutes. And maybe it should be that artsy housewife project that I love so much. I have a snowman one I love too that I think I would love to stitch on. And if you only work on that for a short time, and then maybe it will lead to a longer time. But I find at the end of the day, I am so exhausted. My eyes hurt, everything hurts. And I just can't do it anymore. Chronic pain is really tough, really tough. So anyway, those are my plans. Those are my loosely woven plans. I hope to get some quilting done. I will get some done. I'm at the retreat for 3 days. And lots of friends, lots of fellowship, lots of fun. So my husband says, why are you staying in a hotel that's only 20 minutes away from us? And I said, well, for one thing, it's October. We don't know what the roads are going to be like. I said, so I get up in the morning and I feel good and I sew for a while. What if I need to lie down? Then I have to drive home, lie down, get up, go back to the retreat, have a bite to eat with everyone, and then probably not be able to stay up much beyond that. And I have to drive home again and go to bed. And then in the morning, I never get there before 10 because I dawdle at home in the morning. And yeah, I said, I want to spend as much time with my friends as I can. So I will pay for the hotel because it's important to me. So anyway, let's read some everyday gratitude. And when I saw this was the next one up, and I swear to you, it was the next one. This was last week's. And then this is this, or last month's, this is this one. Gratefulness practice, savoring a meal. Well, today is Thanksgiving Day in Canada, and a lot of people are having turkey with all the fixins. So I'm not, because I don't have an oven, and I remembered it before I took the turkey out. So anyway, here it says, if you share a meal with others today, before or while you eat, ask each person to share something about the meal for which they are grateful. If you are eating alone, bring to mind something for which you are grateful and dedicate your meal to that gratefulness. So isn't that awesome? Just for a day, if we could do that. And today is a good day to do it. I'm thinking I'm ordering pizza in. I'm too tired to make soup right now. So I'm thinking I'll order pizza, and then I can ask Dave something about that meal for which he is grateful and see what he says. And for me, it'll be because I don't have to cook. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I wish you lots of love and happiness until we meet again. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.